Hello students, in this video we are going to discussing about the topic conjugate of a complex number. Conjugate of a complex number. So in previous video we will discuss about what is a complex number and what is the concept of iota and what is the equality principle of complex number, then how to add and multiply, subtract and divide the complex numbers and all. So we'll move on to the next topic, conjugate of a complex number. Conjugate of a complex number. So what is a conjugate? What is a conjugate? Suppose let z is equal to x plus iota y is any complex number. Let z is equal to x plus iota y is any complex number, then its conjugate is represented as z bar is equal to x minus iota y, so z is equal to x plus iota y. So what is x here? Where x is the real part of the z and y is the imaginary part of the z. X is the real part of the z and y is the imaginary part of the z. So what is a conjugate? Now just we can change the sign of the imaginary part. We can change the sign of the imaginary part. So what is the imaginary part here? Y is the imaginary part. So here we have the positive sign. Just we can change the sign. I mean positive becomes negative. If it is a negative now we can change it to positive. So z is equal to x plus iota y is any complex number. Then its conjugate is represented as z bar, which is equal to x minus iota y. For example, z is equal to minus 1 minus 2 iota. So what is the conjugate of z here? Z bar equal to minus 1 plus 2 iota. Suppose z is equal to 1 plus 2 iota. Then what is its conjugate? 1 minus 2 iota. So in the complex number, z is equal to x plus iota y. So what is x here? Real part of the z and y is the imaginary part of the z. So what is its conjugate? Z bar is equal to x minus iota y. Just we can change the sign of the imaginary part. See some important properties over here. Suppose z belongs to C, which is any complex number. So conjugate of z again whole conjugate. Which is equal to z, and then z plus z bar. I mean z is any complex number plus if I can add its conjugate, so we can get 2 times of the real part of the z. Then third property, z minus z bar is equal to 2 times of iota into imaginary part of the z. 2 times of iota into imaginary part of the z. Suppose z is equal to x plus iota y. And then z bar is equal to what? X minus iota y. So I will add these two complex numbers, z and its conjugate. Then what we get right side? X plus iota y plus x minus iota y. Plus iota y minus iota y got cancelled. We got 2x. Then 2 into, what is the x here? What is the x? Real part of the z. So 2 times of the real part of the z. So that is the second property. Similarly, if we can subtract z minus z bar. So x plus iota y minus x plus iota y. So minus x plus x got cancelled. We got iota into 2y. So which means what here? 2 iota into y means what here? Imaginary part of the z. So if we can add any complex number and its conjugate, so we got 2 times of the real part of the z. If we can subtract any complex number and its conjugate, then we got 2 times of iota into imaginary part of the z. Similarly, you can see here, suppose if we can take z1 plus z2 whole conjugate, which is we can also write conjugate of z1 plus conjugate of z2. Similarly, in case of subtraction also, conjugate of z1 minus z2 is equal to, we can also write conjugate of z1 minus conjugate of z2. Then conjugate of Z1 Z2, conjugate of Z1 into Z2, which is equal to, we can also write Z1 conjugate into Z2 conjugate. Similarly, in case of division also, Z1 by Z2 whole conjugate is equal to, we can also write conjugate of Z1 upon conjugate of Z2, conjugate of Z2. So where Z2 is not equal to 0, Z2 is not equal to 0. Suppose if Z1 is equal to Z2, if we can equate any two complex numbers, so we can apply the conjugate on both the sides. We can apply the conjugate on both the sides. Students, hope this topic is very clear. Then move on to the next topic, representation of a complex number. Representation of a complex number. So how to represent the complex number? So there are three ways of representing the complex number. One is a rectangular form, other one is a polar form, and third one is the Euler form. So there are three ways of representing the complex number, which are rectangular form and polar form and then Euler form. So let us start with the first form, rectangular form of a complex number. Rectangular form. First one is the rectangular form. So what is the rectangular form of a complex number? Now, Z is equal to x plus iota y. Z is equal to x plus iota y. So this is called rectangular form of a complex number. See here. Suppose I will take one horizontal line and one vertical line. Here horizontal line is represented as real axis and vertical line is represented as imaginary axis. Real axis and this imaginary axis. So this real axis, imaginary axis, these two axes together, this entire plane, we can call it as organded plane. Organded plane. This real axis and imaginary axis, both the axes together, this entire plane, we can represent it as organded plane. See here, Z is equal to x plus iota y. So a real part is positive and imaginary part also positive. Real part is positive and imaginary part also positive. So I will represent Z is equal to x plus iota y, x positive and y also positive. So both are in first quadrant. So I will keep this point in the first quadrant. This is the point P, x comma y. So y we can take in first quadrant here because x is positive and y also positive. So this is origin. So from the origin to point P, I will draw one line. So this line will make some angle theta with the real axis. Then we can draw another line along the real axis. So this line is perpendicular to the real axis. Students, you can observe here this right angle triangle. It looks like a right angle triangle OPM. Right angle triangle OPM. Here, what is M here? What is the OM here? X. And what is the MP? Y. So opposite side is PM and adjacent side is OM and hypotenuse is OP. So in this right angle triangle, suppose if we can apply the Pythagoras theorem here, what we can get now? OP square is equal to OM square plus MP square we get. So OP square is equal to, what is the OM here? X. And what is the MP or PM, which is the Y square. So what is the OP? Distance from origin to point P in a organded plane. Distance from origin to point P in a organded plane, which is we can represent it as, or which is we can also call it as modulus of Z. So Z is equal to x plus iota y, or else x minus iota y, or else minus x minus iota y, which is any complex number, then its magnitude is represented as modulus of z, modulus of z. So what is the meaning of the modulus of z? Now, distance from origin to point P in a organed plane, distance from origin to point P in a organed plane. So OP is equal to R, OP is equal to R, which is also equal to modulus of z, modulus of z. So what is OP square here? Modulus of z whole square, or else which is also equal to R square, which is equal to x square plus y square, x square plus y square. From this we can get modulus of z, modulus of z is equal to root over x square plus y square, modulus of z is equal to root over x square plus y square. So what is x here? X is the real part of the z and y is the imaginary part of the z, where x is the real part of the z and y is the imaginary part of the z, imaginary part of the z. Suppose z is equal to x plus iota y, z is equal to x plus iota y, or else z is equal to minus x minus iota y, or else z is equal to minus x plus iota y, or else z is equal to x minus iota y, x minus iota y. So z is equal to either x plus iota y, or else minus x minus iota y, or else minus x plus iota y, or else x minus iota y. So then modulus of z becomes similar, I mean which is same, which is equal to root over real part of the z whole square, real part of the z whole square plus imaginary part of the z whole square, imaginary part of the z whole square. Hope this concept is very clear. Then see here, in this right angle triangle OPM, in this right angle triangle OPM, so theta is a semi-angle which make with the real axis. Suppose if you want to find tan theta from this right angle triangle, so what is the tan theta here? Opposite side divided by adjacent side. So we got y upon x, y upon x. Then theta is equal to transpose the tan right side. So we got tan inverse of mod y by x, mod y by x. So why we can take here modulus now? Because point P is in the first quadrant, point P is in the first quadrant. So what is the theta here now? Where theta is called argument of z, where theta is called argument of z, which is equal to tan inverse of y by x, tan inverse of y by x, which means tan inverse of imaginary part divided by real part. Theta is equal to tan inverse of real imaginary part divided by real part. So z is equal to x plus iota y, which is any complex number now. Then its magnitude is, I mean modulus of z is root over x square plus y square, and its argument of z is theta is equal to tan inverse of mod y by x, Students, suppose z is in, I mean x plus iota y is in first quadrant now, mod z equal to root over x square plus y square. Maybe the point P lies in either second quadrant or else third quadrant or else fourth quadrant. There is no change in the modulus. Modulus is same, root over x square plus y square. If point P lies in second quadrant now, then its argument is pi minus tan inverse of mod y by x. Suppose if point P lies in second quadrant, then its argument is pi minus tan inverse of mod y by x. Suppose if the point P lies in the third quadrant, then its argument is minus pi plus tan inverse of mod y by x. Suppose if the point P lies in fourth quadrant, then its argument of z is tan inverse of minus tan inverse of mod y by x, mod y by x. Point P lies in first quadrant, then its argument of z is tan inverse of mod y by x, mod y by x. Suppose if the point P lies in second quadrant, then its argument is pi minus tan inverse of mod y by x. If point P lies in the third quadrant, then its argument is minus pi plus tan inverse of mod y by x. If the point P lies in the fourth quadrant, then argument of z is minus tan inverse of mod y by x. So finally we can conclude here. Suppose z is equal to x plus iota y is any complex number. Now then its modulus is mod z is equal to root over x square plus y square. I mean square root of real part of the z whole square plus imaginary part of the z whole square. Real part of the z whole square plus imaginary part of the z whole square. Then what about its argument? Argument of z, theta is equal to tan inverse of mod y by x. Theta is equal to tan inverse of mod y by x. So if the point P lies in either first quadrant or second quadrant, third quadrant or else fourth quadrant, there is no change in the modulus. Modulus is same. So but there will be a change in the argument. There is a change in the argument. Why? Because now there is a change in the angle. If the point P lies in first quadrant, now we have some angle theta. Suppose if point P lies in second quadrant, now there is a change in the angle. So obviously there is a change in the argument. Suppose if the point P lies in first quadrant, now argument of z is equal to tan inverse of mod y by x. If point P lies in the second quadrant, now argument of z is equal to pi minus tan inverse of mod y by x. If the point P lies in third quadrant, now argument of z is equal to minus pi plus tan inverse of mod y by x. If the point P lies in the fourth quadrant, argument of z is equal to minus tan inverse of mod y by x. Then see here, from the same right angle triangle, suppose I want to find cos theta. Cos theta is equal to, from the same right angle triangle OPM, I want to find cos theta. Cos theta is equal to, so what we get, adjacent side divided by hypotenuse, x by r. And then sin theta is equal to opposite side divided by hypotenuse, y by r. So from the right angle triangle OPM, cos theta is equal to x by r and sin theta is equal to y by r. So cos theta is equal to x by r now. What about the x here? X is equal to, we got r cos theta. And sin theta is equal to y by r. From this y is equal to, we got r sin theta. X is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to, I got r sin theta. From the right angle triangle OPM, cos theta is equal to x by r and sin theta is equal to y by r. Here x is equal to transpose r that side, we got r cos theta, and y is equal to, we got r sin theta. So what is the rectangular form of the complex number? Z is equal to x plus iota y. So where x is the real part and y is the imaginary part. So this x and y just we can replace with r cos theta and r sin theta. So then we got z is equal to r cos theta plus iota into r sin theta. So z is equal to, if we can take r common, what we get inside the bracket now? Cos theta plus iota sin theta. Z is equal to r into cos theta plus iota sin theta. So this is the second form of the complex number, which is called polar form of a complex number. So what is the rectangular form? Z is equal to x plus iota y. And what is the polar form now? Z is equal to r into cos theta plus iota sin theta. Z is equal to r into cos theta plus iota sin theta. What is the r here? What is r represents? So what is r represents here? Where r represents modulus of z and its value is root over x square plus y square. And what is the theta here? Theta represents argument of z, which is equal to tan inverse of mod y by x, tan inverse of mod y by x, mod y by x. Then third form of a complex number, Euler form. Euler form. So what is the Euler form of a complex number now? Z is equal to r into e power I theta. Z is equal to r into e power I theta, where e is called Euler constant, where e is the Euler constant. Z is equal to r into e power I theta. Z is equal to r into e power I theta. So which is called Euler form of a complex number. Here also r represents modulus of z, which is equal to root over x square plus y square, and theta is the argument of z. Theta is the argument of z. Students can observe here, this is the polar form and this is the Euler form. So what is the polar form? Z is equal to r into cos theta plus iota sin theta. And what is the Euler form? Z is equal to r into e power I theta. If we can compare these two complex numbers, in the place of e I theta, in the place of e power I theta, which is equal to, we can also write cos theta plus iota sin theta. So if we can compare the polar form and Euler form, so z is equal to r into cos theta plus iota sin theta. Euler form, z is equal to r into e power I theta. So if we can compare these two forms, so we got e power I theta is equal to cos theta plus iota sin theta. So e power I theta, iota theta, we can also write cos theta plus iota sin theta, Students, this topic is very clear. So then we will move on to some numericals. So let me discuss some numericals in this topic. See the first question, the conjugate of a complex number is 1 by iota minus 1, then the complex number is dash. The conjugate of a complex number is 1 by iota minus 1, then the complex number is dash. So what is the conjugate? Just we can change the sign of the imaginary part. So 1 by iota minus 1, this is what they given. So I want to find the conjugate of this. So how we can find the conjugate? 1 divided by minus iota minus 1. 1 divided by minus iota minus 1. So which is, we can also write, take the minus common, we got minus 1 divided by iota plus 1. Minus 1 divided by iota plus 1. So third option is the correct answer. Then see the next question. Sin x plus iota into cos 2x and cos x minus iota sin 2x are conjugate to each other. Then what is the value of x? If sin x plus iota into cos 2x and cos x minus iota into sin 2x are conjugate to each other, then what is the value of x? So they given in the question, these two complex numbers are conjugate to each other. So which means sin x plus iota into cos 2x is equal to cos x minus iota into sin 2x. I will take the conjugate for the second complex number. So which is, we can also write sin x plus iota cos 2x, which is equal to, what is the conjugate? So we have to change the sign of the imaginary part. So we got cos x plus iota into sin 2x, So here we can apply the equality principle of complex numbers. What is the equality principle of complex numbers? So when two complex numbers are equal, so we can equate the real part to real part and imaginary part to imaginary part. So we can equate real part to real part and imaginary part to imaginary part. So left side, what is the real part? Sin x. Right side, what is the real part? Cos x. So from this we can write tan x is equal to 1. So x is equal to maybe 45 degree. X is equal to, you can have here 45 degrees. I mean pi by 4. Suppose if we can equate the imaginary part. Left side imaginary part is cos 2x, right side imaginary part is sin 2x. From this we got tan 2x is equal to 1. Tan 2x is equal to 1. So tan x is equal to 1, x is equal to pi by 4. Tan 2x is equal to 1, 2x is equal to pi by 4. Then x is equal to, we got pi by 8. So here x is equal to pi by 4 and here we got x is equal to pi by 8. Is this both are same? Obviously not same. So what they are asking in the question, sin x plus iota cos 2x, cos x minus iota sin 2x are conjugate to each other. Then what is the value of x? So here we got one value x is equal to pi by 4. Here we got another value x is equal to pi by 8, which is not possible. Only one solution is possible. Okay, so this is not possible. So the answer is null set. Null set na pi. Third option is the correct answer. Then let me discuss one more question. The complex number 1 plus 2 iota divided by 1 minus iota lies in which quadrant? So 1 plus 2 iota divided by 1 minus iota. 1 plus 2 iota divided by 1 minus iota. So here we can separate the real part and imaginary part. So how we can separate the real parts and imaginary parts? Just we can take the conjugate for the denominator. So 1 plus 2 iota divided by 1 plus 2 iota. So if we can multiply the numerators, we got 1 plus iota plus 2 iota plus 2 iota square whole divided by 1 minus iota square. So which is equal iota square value minus 1. 1 minus 2 we got minus 1 plus 3 iota whole divided by iota square value is minus 1 minus or minus plus we got 2. So which is we can also write minus 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2 times of iota. Minus 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2 times of iota. So real part is negative and imaginary part is positive. So real part is negative and imaginary part is positive. So you can see the arcane plane. So real part is negative and imaginary part is positive. So which quadrant it is? So real part negative, imaginary part is positive. So which lies in second quadrant. So this is the second quadrant. So first quadrant and this is the third quadrant and this is the fourth quadrant. So z is equal to, we got minus 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2 times of iota, where real part is negative, imaginary part is positive. So second option is the correct answer. Hope these numericals are very clear. Then we will discuss about some JEE previous year questions. Students, now we will discuss some JEE previous year questions from the topic conjugate of a complex number and modulus and argument of a complex number. So let us start with the first question. So first question is, the equation modulus of z minus iota is equal to modulus of z minus 1, where iota is equal to root over minus 1 represents dash. See here, first option is a circle of radius 1 by 2 and second option is the line passing through the origin with the slope 1 and a circle of radius 1, and fourth option is a line passing through the origin with the slope minus 1. A line passing through the origin with slope minus 1. So how to solve this one now? So what is the given condition? Modulus of z minus iota is equal to modulus of z minus 1. So I will substitute here z is equal to x plus iota y. Let z is equal to, I am substituting, let z is equal to, I am substituting x plus iota y. So what we can get here, modulus of x plus iota y minus iota is equal to modulus of z minus 1. So x plus iota y minus 1. So we can separate the real part and imaginary part here. Then what we got, x plus iota into y minus 1 under the modulus is equal to, right side real part is x minus 1 and imaginary part is y. So z is equal to x plus iota y na. What is the modulus of the z? If z is equal to x plus iota y is any complex number, then its modulus is mod z is equal to root over x square plus y square, which means real part of the z whole square plus imaginary part of the z whole square. Similarly here, left side real part is x and imaginary part is y minus 1. Right side real part is x minus 1 and imaginary part is y. So we can apply the same formula here. What we got here, root over real part of the z whole square, which means x square, plus imaginary part of the z whole square, which means y minus 1 whole square. So in the right side we got root over real part of the z is x minus 1 whole square and imaginary part is y, so y square. So take squaring on both sides, then simplify. We got x square, y minus 1 whole square, we can also write y square minus 2y plus 1. Then right side we got x square minus 2x plus 1 plus y square. So left side right side similar terms got cancelled. Then we got minus 2y is equal to minus 2x, minus 2 also got cancelled. Finally we got y is equal to x. Students, which is in the form of y is equal to mx. What is the y is equal to mx? A straight line, which is a straight line passing through the origin. Straight line passing through the origin with slope. What is the slope here? 1. What is the slope here? 1. So a line passing through the origin with the slope 1. So second option is the correct answer. Second option is the correct answer. Students, hope this numerical is very clear. Then let me discuss some more questions. See the question. If a is more than 0 and z is equal to 1 plus iota whole square upon a minus iota has a magnitude root over 2 by 5. Then what is the conjugate of z? What is the conjugate of z? See here, complex number they given z is equal to 1 plus iota whole square. 1 plus iota whole square, now we can write 1 plus iota square plus 2 iota whole divided by a minus iota, which is we can also write 2 iota upon a minus iota. So now we can take conjugate. We got a plus iota upon a plus iota, which is further we can write 2 iota into a plus iota upon a square minus I square. I square value is minus 1. So which is further we can write 2 iota into iota, 2 iota square value minus 1. So here we can write minus 2 plus 2a times of iota whole divided by a square. I square value we can replace with minus 1, minus of minus plus 1. So the complex number z is equal to minus 2 upon a square plus 1, which is the real part, plus iota into 2a upon a square plus 1, which is the imaginary part. Okay. So now we need to find the value of a. How we can find now? In the question they already given magnitude is root over 2 by 5. So magnitude means what? Modulus of z, which is equal to they given in the question root over 2 by 5. So what is the z here? Z is minus 2 by a square plus 1 plus iota into 2a upon a square plus 1. So what is the meaning of modulus of z? Square root of real part of the z whole square minus 2 upon a square plus 1 whole square plus imaginary part of the z whole square. What is the imaginary part? 2a upon a square plus 1 whole square, which is equal to root over 2 by 5. So I will take squaring on both sides. Then square root got cancelled. Then we got here 4 divided by a square plus 1 whole square plus 4a square by a square plus 1 whole square, which is equal to 2 by 5. Square root got cancelled in left side and right side. Then denominators are same. We can add the numerators. 4 times of 1 plus a square upon a square plus 1 whole square. So 1 plus a square got cancelled. Right side we have 2 upon 5. Then we got finally 4 by a square plus 1 is equal to 2 by 5. 4 by a square plus 1 is equal to we got 2 by 5. So from this we got a value as 3. A value is 3. So a value 3. Just cross multiply, then simplify. We got a value as 3. A value is 3. So now the complex number z is equal to, substitute here, a value 3 we can substitute here. Now we got minus 2 by 10 plus iota into 6 by 10. So which is further we can also write minus 1 by 5 plus iota into 3 by 5. So this is the complex number we got finally. Z is equal to minus 1 by 5 plus iota into 3 by 5. What is the real part here? minus 1 by 5 is the real part and 3 by 5 is the imaginary part. So what they are asking in the question, conjugate of the complex number. So how we can find the conjugate? Just we can change the sign of the imaginary part. So minus 1 by 5 minus iota into 3 by 5. Second option is the correct answer. Minus 1 by 5 minus 3 by 5 times of iota. So option 2 is the correct. Then see one more question. Let Z be a complex number such that modulus of Z plus Z is equal to 3 plus iota. Then what is the value of mod Z? What is the value of mod Z? So I will take let Z is equal to, I am substituting x plus iota y. Let Z is equal to, I am substituting x plus iota y. So then what is the modulus of Z? Root over x square plus y square, x square plus y square. So what is the given condition? Mod Z plus Z is equal to 3 plus iota. Mod Z is root over x square plus y square. And what is the plus Z? Z value is x plus iota y. Then right side 3 plus iota. 3 plus iota. So what is the real part in the left side? No, left side real part is root over x square plus y square plus x. And right side real part is 3. Real part is 3. And what is the imaginary part? Left side imaginary part is y and right side imaginary part is 1. So we got y is equal to 1. Just we can compare according to the equality principle of the complex numbers. According to the equality principle of complex numbers, just we can compare real part and imaginary part. So y is equal to, we got 1 and then root over x square plus y square real part plus x, which is equal to, we got right side 3. So substitute y is equal to 1 here. We got root over x square plus 1 is equal to 3 minus x. So we can take squaring on both sides. So x square plus 1 is equal to what we can get here now, x square minus 6x plus 9. Yeah, x square got cancelled. Then we got 6x is equal to 8. Then x is equal to, we got 4 by 3. X is equal to, we got 4 by 3. So y value is 1 and x value is 4 by 3. So what is the Z? Z is equal to x plus iota y. So what is the value of x? 4 by 3 plus iota. So x value is 4 by 3 and y value is 1. So we got Z is equal to 4 by 3 plus iota. So what they are asking in the question, magnitude of Z, I mean modulus of Z is equal to root over real part of the Z whole square now 16 by 9 and imaginary part of the Z whole square now 1. So which is equal to, we got root over 25 by 9, which is equal to, we got 5 by 3. So 5 by 3 now, second option is correct. Hope this numerical is very clear. Then let me discuss one more question. If Z is a complex number of unit modulus and argument theta, so which means argument of Z is equal to theta, then what is the value of argument of 1 plus Z upon 1 plus conjugate of Z is equal to? So what is the given condition here? Z is a complex number of unit modulus. What is the meaning of the unit modulus? Magnitude of Z is equal to 1. Students, you may remember one property here. Modulus of Z we can also write Z into Z bar, which is equal to 1. How magnitude of Z is equal to Z into conjugate of Z? Now, suppose Z is equal to x plus iota y and its conjugate is x minus iota y. So what is the modulus of Z? Root over x square plus y square. Root over x square plus y square. And Z into Z bar, I mean conjugate of Z. So Z is x plus iota y into conjugate of Z x minus iota y. So which is, we can write x square minus iota square y square, which is further equal to, we can also write x square plus y square. So we can equate modulus of Z is equal to Z into its conjugate. So magnitude of Z we can also write Z into Z bar. So from this conjugate of Z is equal to, we can also write 1 by z, 1 upon z. So see the question, they given argument of 1 plus z upon 1 plus conjugate of z is equal to, we can also write argument of 1 plus z, numerator is as such, denominator 1 plus conjugate of z. Conjugate of z we can also replace with 1 by z. So which is further we can write argument of 1 plus z upon 1 plus z all divided by z. So 1 plus z got cancelled. Finally we got argument of z. So what is argument of z? Which is equal to theta. So third option is the correct answer. Third option is the correct answer. Hope these numericals are very clear. In next video we will discuss about some more numericals. Thank you.